Hello, this is Threadero, and you're watching the 11th episode of Santa Filomena, which I'm going to rediscover with you guys as I totally forgot what I did with this episode, uh, considering the fact that I recorded this over 2 weeks ago now, so it's gonna be hell to actually remember. So watching it together with you will probably help me remember what I did. So I did actually buy an 11th tile, as you can see, and I started to develop a bit more the new sandy quarter with the new industrial zones and expanding the highway towards new islands on the other side of the archipelago, which, as you can see, has not been bought yet but will be in the future episodes. I did this highway um, like to expand it in the direction I wanted it to, just to have an idea, but I'm not sure I'm very pleased with what I did right now because it's not very not symmetrical. The term is not symmetrical, but they're not they don't look like very professional. They just look like shit at the moment, so I really need to retake them later. I think in this episode I also extended the Menoria neighborhood a bit. Or did I do it in the next episode? I can't really remember. I really need to stop this shit with recording stuff and just putting or doing the audio commentary weeks later because I can't remember anything at all. Like, there's so much happening at the moment. It's annoying. So now we got a warning that a sinkhole was about to happen, and considering the way uh, some waves happened in the sea, I thought maybe the sinkhole happened underwater and I couldn't really notice anything else really because on the mainland nothing got different or nothing changed. I'm not sure if I actually satisfied with the one I did right there as well, the pathway through hills. Because as it happened in previous episodes, I did this, but without really properly checking if the the slopes looked very realistic. And sometimes you can go down like very in a very steep manner, and it doesn't really look realistic at all. So I might need to retake this as well later. Fires were still happening as well, obviously, because that's what you get when you have the natural disasters DLC. And then yeah, I remember now. I was trying to do some pathways in the high mountains as well, like the high. I think they are the highest of the archipelago, and I think I started pretty well, but then it went to shit, and I really don't get why I just kept on. Maybe I thought I would do something nice at some point, but it still doesn't look as nice as I wanted to. I wanted it to, so I kept going on, but then still to this point, like I'm a few episodes after this now. Uh, I'm not satisfied with it, and I still haven't taken the time uh, to delete uh, the places or the small parts of the pathway that don't really look nice. And I'm at this point I'm wondering if I did a good thing to actually put pathways there, because well, obviously you would need some pathways for people to enjoy, like walkers, people to have hikes around your highest mountain in the archipelago, but the way the terrain is made, they don't help me with making something I was really satisfied about, and it feels like it's really something I would need to spend actual proper time on to make something good out of it. But because I did it like not quickly, but not with as much care as I should have, it didn't look great in the end. Also, as I said in previous episodes, the Sycamore Industries district is now planned to become an office, a business office, commercial and yeah, well, not residential, mainly commercial and offices district. That's why I painted it all blue, like light blue, as you just saw. I did some residences, like residential zones over here by the violin, which are not meant to be staying there forever as well, because I'm not fully satisfied either with what I did um, with the motorway going to the new industrial sandy district. And now that I think about it, is there actually much I'm really satisfied about with this city? I mean, there's so much that I just do on the moment that I'm not fully happy with afterwards. So it's a lot of things to rethink or retake in the end. Which it's not a good or a bad thing. It's just it's just how it goes with this kind of games. You do stuff on the moment, and then at another point later in time, you don't think it looks good anymore, or you keep. I'm not sure if it's like the best game to play if you keep asking yourself questions about whether it's going to be fully functional or if it's uh, aesthetically pleasing or this kind of stuff. Like, if you are a perfectionist, um, this game can be or become quite not painful but difficult to handle, I would say. Then, because of the river, I did a bridge over here, which I'm not satisfied either about, or which I'm not satisfied about either, because I don't like the way it goes like up and down, like the slopes are too steep, and it doesn't look good at all. That's why in future episodes I actually dig the river deeper to make a bridge which is flatter and then more aesthetically pleasing than the horrible thing that I just did. The thing is, I actually care about the city probably a bit more, even more than I did care about the first one that I did last year in French, which was Marinex, because there really wasn't like an actual. I set myself. I didn't really set myself goals or um, such a great sense of organization in the first series as I am doing with this now, and because I didn't have any DLCs either, the experience was much less enhanced than the one I'm having now with this game, and so I'm being much more meticulous in my choices and in the way I want to build the city, and then obviously it brings you like it creates much more barriers or um, stuff to deal with, much more rules that I impose myself, and somehow it it makes the game better, I think, because I'm much even if I'm only 11 episodes in, I'm much more satisfied with what I'm doing here now, and the map is looking much better, and the way I'm organizing my city as well. But um, it kind of feels more like an assignment somehow than what I did in the previous series. But it's like a challenge as well. It's not just a game that I'm like playing and randomly um, going through. It's something that requires a lot of planning and a lot of thinking as well to um, make it like functional, but in a very attractive manner as well. This is what I'm trying to do with this series, and that's why I'm probably that might be the reason why I'm feeling like there's lots of stuff that I'm doing that I don't find so satisfying, or that I'm just not satisfied uh, with the results of, and that I feel like I need to retake in later episodes. If you see what I mean. So now we're back to the Sycamore Industries quarter, and as I said a few minutes ago, it's now mainly going to be offices district with lots of commercial zones as well. No residential zones, and we've gotten rid of all the industrial zones because they are all moved away to the new Sandy quarter, which I still haven't come up with a name for. The same is going to happen to the violin district, but because the violin is so huge and there's so much going on, so much stuff apart from simple factories, it's going to take more time to move that stuff away. And um, at this point, even if I'm a few episodes further away, further along from this 11th episode, I still don't think I have found enough room, enough space to actually move it all. It's still quite was El Dia de los Muertos in this episode as well, because, God, even if I think the peak was in the 10th episode, like the previous one, uh, where there was lots of problems of deaths and collecting the dead people bodies. Like I don't know how they call this in the game again. Um, there was still quite a lot of problem with this, and it feels like the game sometimes is like not throwing a tantrum, but it's being like childish or having whim, because you do stuff like to reduce some rates, some annoying rates of like negative stuff happening in the city, and then at times they're just not there anymore, even though the means you have to deal with these problems are much lower. So sometimes it just feels like the game is playing with you, literally. Yeah, as you can see, I remember that I had a first person camera mode on the game, so I thought I would use it for a bit. And I also need to remind myself that these moments are much better to be seen with a proper, like, normal time frame and not a speeded up time, which is the case for most of the game, as you may have noticed. This makes me think that we're actually approaching the end of this 11th episode of Santa Filomena now. So, as always, thank you for watching, following this series. There's obviously more to come in the next few days. Don't forget to like and subscribe, make suggestions for anything in the game. If you want to give or suggest a name for a new district, stuff about DLCs, if I should get one, which one I should get next, stuff like this. If there's something you think I should or I could improve easily that I don't think to know how to, you're very welcome to tell me all of this in the comment section, and I'll be very happy to read them and apply them. In any case, it will be easy for me to do that. I'll see you very soon for the 12th episodes of Santa Filomena, and well, enjoy the rest of this one. Bye bye.